Yo, I need y'all to gather around. All these black people. I'm talking to you Hispanics and you Asians, you East Islanders, all of y'all, all of y'all, all of y'all, all us. You Arabs, you West Africans, like all of us. Y'all come in here. Come in here. Come on. Come in here. Close the door and shut the window. And don't touch nothing. Gather around. I got a question for y'all. Hear me out. When our families will be driving back to Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, all of those areas, right, in the 90s and the 80s, and our parents had to pull us over, preferably to use the bathroom behind the dump truck versus going in a bathroom at the gas station to avoid us literally being hung, literally being shot, literally being mobbed. I want to have a serious conversation with y'all. Maybe this is just my experience. Growing up in Chicago, first generation Chicago, my father is the only adult that I know that I am related to that matters who was born in Chicago. My mama was born in a house in Mississippi. Her mother was born in Mississippi. Her mother was born in Louisiana. My daddy's father was born in Egypt, Mississippi. My daddy's mother was born in Mississippi. So you guessed it. That's where I spent the summers at in my childhood going to see my great-grandmother in Mississippi. I will never forget being a child on that 14-hour drive with my parents knowing that if we stopped to stay at a hotel, we could not stay in different states. But y'all want to sit back and complain about segregation being rolled back as if segregation has not always been a thing. When we begin to look at the book of Genesis, the 10th chapter, that's when we were segregated. Whenever the people have been on one language, one mind, one accord, debauchery begins to take place. The worship of Baal and Phallus and the feminine deity began to take place. Whenever the Israelites, Afro-Asiatic, Shemitic people, if my people who are called by my name, what is his name? Hashem. What's the root of Hashem? Shem. What does Shem means? Name. What does Shem mean? Afro-Asiatic, Semitic. So that's why I called all of y'all in here. And a lot of y'all in here laughing like, oh yeah, we know this. She in her bag. Then the rest of y'all are in her like, oh, it's too hot. I can't breathe. It's claustrophobic. It's a little bit too much like black. I can't be alone with my own people. Martin Luther King, who y'all love to quote, began to say that I fear that I have segregated my people into a burning house. He was on his way to the White House to bring the poor. Who are the poor? The poor are the Ebony, the Ebionites, the follower of Yahushua, James the Just, Peter, John. Even way before him, you have Selah, who is the father of Eber. The Ebionites, or the message of the poor, has always existed. You have Muhammad, may peace be upon him. You have Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Ishmael, with the message of the poor. Martin Luther King was going to the White House to begin to take all of the poor, and they were not going to leave Capitol Hill until everybody had jobs, money, and funding. This is the same thing that Gaddafi and Libya was doing. Who Chief Malik of the Black Peace Stones, who Bishop Arthur Ambrasia worked with, was working with Gaddafi. So I'm going to let you know they are afraid of a true Arabic, of a true Semitic, Negro, Afro-Asiatic Messiah to arise, which is simply just a deliverer to wake our people up and to revert them back to the oneness of the Most High. And we can't get back to the oneness of the Most High while we are integrating into other people, places, things, and their cultures. Doing so brings us to idle synchronization. So while all of you are making your think pieces and you're making your statuses and you're freaking out about them rolling back segregation, my life, even as a woman that went to school up north for grammar school and high school, even as a woman that's well-traveled and well-read, it's always been segregated because I have always known that there's a difference. Driving to Mississippi, and my parents happened to have baby wipes, bottle of waters, towels. I mean, we already got clothes and stuff, soap. Just in case I have to use the bathroom with my overactive bladder and my messed up kidney, knowing that after a certain time, Daddy can't pull over and take me into a restaurant or a gas station. I'm going to have to get used to using the bathroom outside as a little girl because I could be hung. My parents could be killed. We could be shot. I will never forget when my father took me to the restroom. And it was around 5 o'clock p.m. Sun hadn't set. We in southern Illinois somewhere. And the gas station attendant said, "Sir," white man, "I don't mean to be rude to you or to your wife or your family. But if I was you, I'd go on and get you out from around him before the sun go down." I was a little girl. Some years back, for my son's birthday, I drove 5 hours out to Indiana to take my children to pet cheetahs and baby lions and see hyenas and all of those, nerd mom things. My GPS failed and I got a little turned around, and in my mind, I said, whoa. I started to pray because I knew where we were. My daughter recognized the Confederate flag. A white woman with a mixed son came out of her house and she ran out and she told me, she said, "I'm about to tell you how to get from out here. I'm going to stand right here until you leave because my neighbor will come out and shoot you and your kids." Just 2 years ago, when I took my kids to Virginia Beach, I'm amused. I am amused, and one day y'all may find out. I'm a real life walking muse. Like, this Negro be draining me. When I took my children to Virginia Beach for vacation 2 years ago, we leave in our very, very, very nice hotel and we walking to go to the store. A white man with his rifle sitting on his lap and his dog looking at me and my children, like letting us know, "I'll get y'all." What America do y'all live in where y'all black people really think that the world has not been segregated? Especially if you from Chicago. I haven't been to every city. This is from what I have heard, and I know for a fact Chicago is very segregated. You got Chinatown, you got Greektown, you got Little Indian, you got Little Caribbean, you got the West African, you got Little Italy, you got Jewtown. Like you have the places where your mosques are, and it's very segregated. What world do y'all live in? And why do we so desperately want to be accepted, want to mix and mingle with other people? As someone that grew up in the 80s in Chicago, the neighborhood that I live in and grew up in, we had our own doctors, lawyers, laundromats, grocery stores, restaurants. We didn't have to go out for anything. They burned it down. They did the same thing in Oklahoma. And in Oklahoma, they did so because, just like in Illinois, the Choctaw Native Indians, as well as the Black Europeans who are Sephardic Jews, were coming into the north, and they were pushed and forced into Oklahoma. And wherever we go, we civilize and we build infrastructure, and they chase and they destroy. So maybe somebody can educate me and ask me, what are we so afraid of? This is the regathering.